patience. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome to Daily Wisdom. We go over 10, 15 minutes of personal growth principles and actually make them applicable to your life. I think good information is always great, but information without application is a waste of time. It's just, cool head knowledge and everything. So we've been going through a series called Challenge to Succeed by Rohn. So I'd actually encourage that if you have not yet had an opportunity to hear that, or it's a CD series, now it's on YouTube actually, if you just search up Challenge to Succeed and you put that on repeat, Rohn is just the GOAT when it comes to personal development. So take a look at that. It's a great study, especially during this month. I like spending this month specifically, November to the end of the year, to really gather myself, to really refocus myself, to sharpen things up, to really build myself up while we're in this midst of all this craziness of the holidays and everything. I know that we just had Thanksgiving, so it just started up, you guys got a little taste of what's going on now. And now you're thinking about Christmas gifts and New Year's and blah, 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 right? This is a really good time to double down on really personal growth so that you can set yourself up well for your future and everything. So we've been going through, Rohn has, as a part of his life philosophy, the 5 major pieces of the life puzzle. So for each of us, I want us all to think, what are the areas in life that you want to break through in right now? What are the areas of life that you want to grow in right now? What are the ones that you want to end this year strong with and launch next year strong with? Perhaps your health for some of us here. Maybe you have something that's going on right now that you really want to take to the next level there. Maybe it's something with your finances. You're looking at the holiday gifts start to rack up and you're like, oh, man, that's kind of nuts right there. When did things get so expensive? Maybe it's with your family. As you're starting to think about your family and your relationships, maybe there's some things that are a little bit tense, because holidays, while they're great, they can also bring up some other things from the past as well too. Whatever it is that you want to grow in as you're looking towards the end of this year and looking toward the future as well, there's 5 things that if we focus on will transform any area in your life. Number 1 is your philosophies, what we know and what we choose to believe. Number 2 is your attitude, how you feel about your life, how you feel about other people, how you feel about yourself. And the third part that I want to talk about today is activity. And this part is exciting. In fact, Rohn calls activity the miracle process. Activity is the missing gap in between your dreams and reality. Activity is the magical part of this life story that we've had an opportunity to be able to partner in. What's up? Activity is interesting. In fact, Rohn uses in his story, there was a farmer and someone walked by this farm. He looked at the farmer and was like, man, your farm looks amazing. God blessed you incredibly. And the farmer looked at him and was just like, I get your point. God is the giver of all, but you should have seen this farm when God had it all by himself. And if you've ever gardened or if you've ever grown anything before, it's very evident that there's a part to this process in this side of eternity that we have, that we've been given resources and tools and opportunities and all these different things, but we got to do something about it. And activity is that process that creates that miracle process. And it's super interesting, right? But I want us to really think about the areas in our life right now that we do want transformation in, that we do want breakthroughs in as well too. And I want to think about the activity piece as well and actually look at it with a very strong eye, because let's just take a look. Let's say for me, I want my business to be better. And if I want my business to be better, it's kind of obvious that I should be doing more activity in there. And I want us all to take a look at this and really objectively, because I think there's times when I think that I'm actually working really hard. And I think I'm always working hard. I think each and every single one of us, if you're honest with yourself, there's areas that you can work harder in, but we're all working pretty hard, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like you work pretty hard in life. Like you're hustling, you're doing the best that you can. There's so much going on. You're juggling your family, you're juggling your work, you're juggling your business, you're juggling all that stuff, and you're doing your best, right? So our intention is to do well in the things that we're doing. However, I also have to challenge myself as well too, because if I know that the activity piece is the part that really does transform things, I need to reevaluate my work process in the things that I'm doing activity in, right? Yeah, we can always do more. But when we say do more, for some of us, it actually means I actually do have to put in more effort. For some of us, there are moments in our life that maybe we've taken our foot off the gas pedal. Maybe we were on a certain diet regimen. Maybe we're on a certain workout plan and things got busy and we fell off of that. Maybe in our businesses, there was a time that we were really focused and diligent and we were following through and we were on schedule, we're on point, but then things kind of fell by the wayside. Maybe there is a part that we need to get more diligent in. So the first part I want to take a look at is in the areas in life that I want to tune up, I have to actually take a look in the course of a day, right? Yeah, in the course of a day, like really like go minute and think, okay, let's say for me, I want my business to be better. How much time am I actually spending doing things that are productive? Right? How much time am I actually doing things that are moving the needle forward? Versus the time that I'm thinking about it, versus the time that I'm talking about it, right? Versus the time that I'm imagining it, right? But what is the time that I'm actually spending to do it? And it's incredible because when you actually take a look, and this is a really good exercise to do, break down your day today. Have you ever actually like drawn out your day and looked at how you spent your time? So here's a little assignment for today. Every hour, I hope you're up for a little interesting assignment. Here's a self-assessment. Every hour, like take a little bit of time and just be like, what did I actually do this hour? Like how do I actually spend my time? Right? Like, and just kind of give an overall understanding of the lay of the land and how you're spending your hours, hour by hour. And if you're anything like me, there's times when I take a look at this calendar and I don't really like what I'm seeing. Because in my mind, I think I'm doing a lot. But in actuality, I look at what I'm doing in my hour, I'm like, oh, wow. There's a saying my mentor taught me, which is that you can be focused like a light bulb, or you can be focused like a laser beam. And when I start to actually do an account of my day, an account of my hours, I start to realize that there's a lot of misused time. There's a lot of activity that isn't focused. So maybe you're not doing as much activity, but maybe you're doing activity that isn't focused, right? Like it's not intentional. It's not focused. There's a lot of ladies on this call, and I'll just speak on behalf of guys, for example. There's a difference when you are in a conversation with your partner, your spouse, or just another friend, and they're intentionally focused with that conversation, isn't there? Versus the many times that I have guy brain when I'm just nodding and smiling and really I'm not listening, really I'm not there. You guys know what I'm talking about? Big difference. And you women tend to know exactly when that happens. You can just call it right out. How do you always know to call me out right when it's at 1 second that I actually am not listening, but I'm listening the other 59 seconds? Why is it always that case? But the same goes with that intention, with also your time, with the things that you want transformation in, right? You want your activity in. So every hour today, just do a little bit of a note, like, what did I actually do? What did I actually do? What's up, Bear? And if you're anything like me, there are things to tune up. Focus is important with your activity. Intentionality is important with your activity. So I'm not even asking us all to do more. If all we did was just more intentional and focused, let's say we have a business goal, right? There's a difference when you're actually going towards your business goal with intentional focus. Like I was chatting with Pam yesterday. She's one of our leaders. And we were talking about your focus and what she's going for. It's like, boom, just be very laser beam on exactly the outcome that you want. When you're focused on what you want, your work, your activity starts to work better. It's like you sharpen the tip of a spear and it actually pierces stronger. So at the end of today, as you're going through that, then just easily evaluate, how do I want my next day to be? How can it be sharper? How can it be better? We all want more time, but the issue is we only have 24 hours in a day. So the only thing we can do is to tune up the 24 hours that we have been given. And it's not necessarily doing more, but it's doing better with what we've been given. If that's 15 minutes of a great conversation with your family member, if that's 30 minutes of an intentional time with your business, if that's actually 20 minutes of an actual workout. Have you ever worked out really intensely before? There's a difference of a 2-hour kind of casual workout versus a 20-minute intense workout, right? Intensity matters. So just evaluate your day today. If you're up to do a little bit of self-evaluation today, put a 5 in the chat. Just kind of look like, what am I doing with my time, you know? And from there, awesome. You can tune it up the next day. And then we'll chat tomorrow about some other things when it comes to activity. Awesome. All right, everyone. I hope this blessed you. I hope this was some food for thought. If you're interested in this type of stuff, hey, share this, like this, tag someone in this as well too. This is a session that it's open for everybody Monday through Friday at this time. We go through some personal growth principles, and we're going to be able to dial some stuff in. Ask your friend for the Zoom link. But other than that, awesome. Absolutely. But have a blessed day. Let's tune up our day today. Let's crush it.